Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. And we have very strange happenings here with one Teddi Wright. We're going to dive into this story right now. She left the beach this past Tuesday on Bachelor in Paradise, and the mystery of Teddi continues. People don't know why she left and what might have happened, and she posted a cryptic Instagram status today, which I'm going to share with you guys. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals for behind-the-scenes updates on my wedding. I'll be posting all that on patreon.com/Dave Neal. I have to tell you, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes content. Yesterday, I shared the wedding ring as we picked it up. It's beautiful. It's got 7 diamonds around the thing. It's very nice. The wedding dress is supposed to arrive today. That's right. We leave in 5 days, and the wedding dress was lost. It's supposed to arrive today. At any moment, I'm going to be running out of here. I've literally got a poster that says, "Please call me when you arrive," because, God forbid they go, "Well, no one was at the door." I'm at the door, okay? So anyway, here's how it ended with Teddi, and then I'm going to share her Instagram story, her post, and some other information. Actually, before I share Teddi on the beach, this is from, I believe, back in April, what started the Teddi and Andrew Spencer love affair. So Clay Harbor, cousins of Andrew Spencer, said, "Hey, so Teddi, I have this cousin, ... This was back in January, spelt Teddi wrong, but we start to build this sort of connective tissue between Teddi and Andrew. And if I know Bachelor Nation, which I believe I do, and if you guys love to set people up beforehand. We're all like that grandmother. Have you been dating? Oh yeah, I got this a guy that cleans the pool. It's like it never works out well. No one's ever like, dude, how'd you meet your wife? Well, my Nana hooked it up. It's never the case.
He's funny.
But either way, they've already kind of set themselves up to be really into each other, and we'll see if they can pay off on the beach if they decide to go. Here's what I'm going to play for you: what Teddi said on Chicks in the Office, and then we're going to get to what Andrew said on Talking It Out podcast. I'm basically just pulling together clips like the videos that nobody has ever asked for, but here we are.
Were to end up on Paradise, I know you said you kind of thought maybe Greg or Andrew would be the Bachelor. Who would you like to see on the beach?
Chris Harrison.
I said names and I got in trouble, but everyone was like, some people liked my choices, some people didn't, and I heard it on both sides.
What I love about this is we have the post Brendan Moraes world where everyone's afraid to be caught canoodling before the show. All right, so she says that she basically says there, and we have all the receipts, that she wanted to meet Andrew, and then here's how Tuesday night went down. After Rodney Matthews from Michelle's season of The Bachelorette arrived, Teddi was immediately infatuated, which signaled that the writing was on the wall for her connection with Andrew. "I've been struggling as to why I've been as affectionate," Teddi told Andrew after pulling him away from the group. Why I haven't been as affectionate. "I want to give that in a relationship. I feel like you deserve that in a relationship. I don't know why I'm not doing that." Andrew kept a cool head but unloaded his emotions once back around the group. "I've just been dumped," Andrew said. "I wanted it to work so badly, but she wasn't really feeling it. There was something there. I know it's there. I was trying to make it blossom, stoke the fire a little bit. It just didn't catch." After breaking things off with Andrew, it reasoned to assume that Teddi was going to run straight into the arms of the newly arrived Rodney. However, that's not what happened. Quite the opposite. "I came here to meet Andrew and it didn't work, so now I want to go," Teddi said after packing her bags. "I want to get married and I want to have kids and I want to love someone. I want to be affectionate with them, but I just don't think it's going to happen here now." Teddi left Paradise without saying goodbye to anybody, which left everybody shocked. Especially left in the dark was Rodney, who just moments after her sudden departure asked, "Do you guys know where Teddi's at? We've got bad news for you. Teddi's gone." So Teddi never shared any promotional materials. If you only knew her Instagram, you would have had no idea Teddi was on the show. Teddi Wright posted this on Instagram last night. "Something I'm proud of learning. Leaving environments that are cruel to me and the people around me. Sticking to my boundaries no matter how many times people in authority try to cross them. Excited for this next chapter and what the rest of the year will bring." The question becomes, what boundaries of hers were crossed, and in any way was it crossed in a way that wouldn't be quite legal? Now, I'm not mentioning Andrew. I'm talking about producers. What could they have done? And we can only speculate, but what could they have done that made her storm off the beach? Could it have been as simple as they wanted to set her up in a love triangle where then she goes after Rodney and it makes Andrew look bad? Did she leave because her moral fiber is so strong that she'd rather leave than make Andrew look like a fool? Or was there something else that went down? Now, you've got people in the comment section that have all been effed over in one way or another by the production. Take Lil Galvin, that's Brittany Galvin. Now, of course, she had the issue with Anna, who I've actually grown to have more grace for Anna, who sort of outed her with this fake rumor that she was an escort in Chicago. We don't know if the producers told that to Anna and Anna was just saying back what the producers said. Either way, it was the producers in Brittany Galvin's situation who decided to leave that in the edit. They stoked a rumor that somebody was an escort. That is not true. Blake Horseman here claps because we know he was the victim of incredible manipulation on the beach. And others, Sally, Carson, you go girl, so proud of you. So we don't know, but that's all we know so far is that the mystery of why she left is out there, but clearly she feels wronged. We go back to Tammy, who said she'd never work with Bachelor again last year. Tammy said, what happened to me was so egregious, I can't talk about it, probably for fear of lawsuit, but what could it have been in that situation? And the question becomes, are the cards falling down? Here's a very fascinating post by Chad from Game of Roses podcast. We love Chad. So funny how serious he takes the show, but he mentions this moment, which was the first time that the fourth wall was broken on the show, although it was broken last year with Brendan Moraes and that whole situation, the unfollow gate. But have a listen.
If you're not following Kira Mengistu on Instagram, you have missed potentially one of the most important events in the history of the nation. On her Instagram stories, Kira, as you can see, didn't ask me anything. Somebody asked about the vibrator in the Boom Boom Room, and she says, that scene was for shock/entertainment value. It sure got people buzzing. So she is admitting that that was completely fake, a scripted event. We have never seen a player do anything like this. And the fact that this event she's talking about is connected to the suitcase itself, I believe implies her admitting as well that the suitcase is fake. So we are through this door now. Players have the ability to go on social media and talk about fake things in the show. I don't know how this is going to affect us moving forward into the future, but I am curious to see who the next player is going to be that is going to reveal something else that's fake that happened in any one of their seasons.
So has the bubble popped? By the way, Chad just doing fantastic work, not just with Game of Roses podcast, but he has another podcast where he interviews his parents who have completely different political ideologies as him. So fantastic, riveting stuff. Love the work that Chad and Lizzie do over there at Game of Roses. All right, so the other thing I wanted to mention here with Game of Roses was their response to Michael. Now, we covered this yesterday, but there are some updates. Genevieve said, honestly, the amount of times I wanted to leave that place is scary. Imagine 3 hours of sleep and 90% humidity. It's not easy, people. And then Michael responded, Dad-splained. Yep, I remember waking up next to the ocean, having all your meals prepared for you, spending your day talking to friends and working through our problems in hopes of walking away healthier. It gets harder, trust me. We weren't tortured. We were lucky. And of course, Bachelor Clues, Chad here said, this is a perfect example of how different the experience can be for protected players versus regular players. Protected players meaning players on the show that they give a positive edit to. Michael is clearly the grocery store of the season, and this decision was made from the beginning. Producers selected protected players far before shooting starts. They also select villains, fools, and general utility players like Jen Parisi, again, all before anyone ever touches sand. And then they force those roles on the players. And if a player doesn't cooperate with their initial plan, like Sally Carson, then they are punished. But it's only the protected players who aren't touched by the tortuous tactics producers employ for good TV. And then Game of Roses says, hey guys, let's not stoop to producers' level and all start shitting on Michael. He literally doesn't know anything other than protected player status. He also apologized on Twitter. Sarah Heron responded that both of their portrayals are true. Conditions are tough. Tight shared quarters, no AC during the hottest, most humid season. There are no doors or glass in the windows, so crabs and critters crawl into your room and luggage. Days are incredibly long. You aren't allowed time or naps. Production lights stay on in the rooms until the wee hours of the morning, followed followed by producers waking you up to be ready to film at 7 a.m., but you are also literally weighted on hand and foot, and your one job is to wear cute outfits and hang out on a beach. It's not an environment for people who can't handle discomfort or are used to distracting themselves when things are challenging, and in its experience, it's an experience of a lifetime that few will ever have the opportunity to live. So yes, some people handle adversity different, and in some cases, people, it doesn't work well with them if they're tired and hungry and this and that. So yeah, both can be true. And I think we have Michael's response. Let's go over to it here. Let's see. We don't have it on this page here, but Michael responded essentially saying, hey, look, I wasn't trying to make a dig at Jen. I just saw it differently. All right. No big deal. So that's where we stand right now. Sally Carson's storyline is a very fascinating one as someone who hasn't made it onto the beach. We're going to talk more about her in the next video. Let's see. She didn't do what we wanted, so we forced some other players to pretend to find a vibrator in a fake suitcase that we will now use to represent her. Sally? So that's interesting. Mob boss tactics. Play by our rules or you will be shunned from the group. That's how it works, folks. If you want to be a part of my community, I've got the video yesterday where I show the wedding ring pickup. So if you want to check that out, that's on the Patreon. That's right. Let's see if I can give you guys any more knowledge here. There it is. That's what I'll show you right there. But there's more to it. So if you want to go check that out, I'm getting married next week. I'm going to have a ton of content for you guys, including conversations with some of your favorite podcasts. So I've invited some podcast folks onto my page next week, which is going to be great middle of the season Bachelor in Paradise content to have some more in-depth conversations with you guys. That'll be on the public channel next week, along with maybe a couple breaking news updates if that happens while I'm dancing the night away. All right, I'll be on Patreon right after this, 10 a.m. today, patreon.com/Dave Neal for all the behind-the-scenes content. Bye, everybody.